All right, you guys, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we're going to be talking about a couple of different topics. So the topics that I chose for this hour is sexism and liberty. Okay, if you don't know what sexism is, it's the belief that one sex or type of person, so a man or a woman, is better than the other. Okay. And so and it works both ways. Okay, some women believe that they are better than men. Some men believe that they are better than women. Okay, and so we're going to talk a little bit about those challenges and differences throughout the world. Okay, the other topic we're going to be talking about is liberty. Okay, very good. So let's see who we have in class so far. Hi there, Mohammed. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
Welcome, teacher.
Very
Please,
nice.
teacher. Please.
Hi. And
Hi.
Mohammed, right now, are you on vacation from school?
Yes, teacher. I'm
Okay,
on holiday.
excellent, excellent.
It
And
will.
how long do you have a holiday for?
It's 4 months, teacher. You
4
know.
months. Wow,
It's it's
that's great.
it will end in uh, 30 August.
Okay.
No, no, 30 September, teacher.
Uh-huh. And how was your fishing trip on Monday?
I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't
As
go.
planned. No,
Okay. I
because
thought
we had a visit. You know.
from your uncle.
Yes, teacher. As
Okay.
planned.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. We also have Nura. Hi there, Nura. How are you?
Hi, Mr. Chad. I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. Good to have you here in class again.
Thank you.
Okay, very nice. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get get started, you guys. Okay. So our first topic, okay, is sexism. Okay. So believing that one sex is better than the other sex. And when I say sex, I mean man and woman. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So um, yeah. All right. So Mohammed.
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
Yes.
so what comes to mind? What comes to mind when you hear the word sexism? What do you think of?
I think sexism is that is discrimination, right?
Uh huh.
Between two different sex.
Hmm.
No, y-
And
like uh, white people and black people, right? Or no?
okay, that's gonna be racism. Okay, so that is a different type of ism. That is racism, like that. Okay, sexism is with man and woman.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, man and woman. So it is. Um, it's when men. A lot of times it happens the one way where men, okay, are being dominant or they're treating women as less, okay, as less than they are in many respects. Okay, so that's really what sexism is. It does or can happen the other way as well.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Let's see here. Let's go to Nura. Hello, Nura.
Yeah, do I answer the question?
Yeah. So what
Mm,
comes to mind when you hear the word sexism?
yeah, the different treatment between women and men, like in wages. Sometimes they work the same work, they do the same tasks, but men get higher wages than men. Men
Okay.
get higher wages than women.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely been proven throughout the world. Yeah,
Yeah.
that men get paid more than women do. Okay.
Or yeah, and sometimes maybe women don't get high positions jobs, high level management jobs.
Higher.
There's
Uh-huh.
yeah, like glass ceiling. We
Hmm.
have this phrase in management. the glass ceiling, where there's one point that she can't
go any higher.
yeah,
She can see above her where she wants to go, but she can't get there.
yeah,
Okay, because she's
exactly, yeah.
stopped. Okay, all right, very good. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to our next question here. Okay, Mohammed, number 4. Okay, is it always women who suffer because of sexism, or can men suffer too? What do you think?
Yes, I think that women who uh, suffer of sexism, teacher. You know?
Okay.
Yes,
Can it work both ways, or is it only towards women, or is it
no,
mostly towards women?
no, it's in our country, teacher. I
Uh huh.
would uh, we parents prefer getting boys than girls. You know?
Uh huh. And so that it's there's sexism that way, that where there's favoritism towards men over women.
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Okay. All
Uh,
right.
but in our country, women suffer of sexism more than men, teacher. You know?
Okay. All right. And Nura, what do you think about question 4?
Well, yeah, maybe sometimes men suffer, but not, yeah, not like women.
Yeah, not like women, not nearly as much. Okay, if at all.
Yeah.
I haven't come across any men that have like come and sat down and talked to me and said, "Man, I didn't get the job because I'm a man." Right? I haven't heard any men say that. Okay, it hasn't been anything like that, or I didn't get the raise because I'm a man. Okay, so I rarely hear about situations, but maybe, I don't know, maybe, I guess. Okay, let's see here.
Maybe Mr. Chad, another kind of sexism.
Hmm.
Maybe say, and sometimes he doesn't find a lot of stars, maybe in the mall, like the woman. Is this kind of sexism?
He doesn't find a lot of what?
Stars, men stars, or men shops. He doesn't
Um,
find products like for any woman.
maybe. It could be. I can't think of very many ways where sexism could affect men, unless it was like a woman that was in management or something like that, that only hired women, you know, because she wanted to see more women progress. Okay, even if a man may have been better for the position, you know.
Yeah.
So but that's it's a rare condition, you know. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next question here. Hi there, Heidi. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. Okay. Question number 5, Heidi. What kind of sexism is there in your society?
My society, before ed period, about 105 years ago, it's much different from the treatment between women and men.
Mhm.
But nowadays, our rule is like America. We are living in a very free in the freedom. So apparently, we don't have any sexism. But
Mhm.
in a job place or somewhere, a little still exists.
Okay. Yeah, from a lot of my Japanese students, the private Japanese students that I teach, those especially who are women, say that they have a hard time getting into upper management.
Yes,
Like
promoting it.
yeah,
Yeah,
promoting.
yeah,
They get
a little bit.
jobs,
Mhm.
you know, stuff like that. But yeah.
Because women need to have house chores, so many women quit the job when they give birth.
Hmm.
It's weak point.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I've heard about Japanese society.
Yeah.
a little bit, right? Okay, all right. Let's see here, Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you talked a little bit about your society in that they favor having boys than girls. What other type of what other kind of sexism is there in your society?
Uh, I what is
What other kind of sexism?
yes,
Okay, so what other things discriminate against women in your society in
yes,
Egypt?
yes. In Egypt, women cannot be the president. You know.
Okay, they
It,
can't be the president. All right,
yes,
can they hold other offices in politics?
yes,
Or
teach.
oh, they
Yes,
can. Okay,
yes. Our
they just cannot
financial.
be president.
Yes, I think our financial, minister is a woman. I think.
Ah, okay, all right,
Yes,
but yeah, but they just cannot be president. Okay,
yes, yes, teach.
okay, so they can hold certain offices, but not every office. All right,
Yes, yes. But
okay.
but I but back in the day when I think 100 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
it was a woman called Hatshepsut teacher. You know about it? It
I
was
don't. I don't. Tell me about it.
yes. It is it is the first and the only uh, b- w- president woman in Egypt. You know?
Oh, really? Really?
Yes.
And how did she become president?
It it was in the Pharaoh's age teacher. You know?
Oh, in the Pharaoh's age. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Let's see, Noura.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of sexism is there in your society?
Well, one of all women here can't drive cars.
And you're in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah,
Okay. So
only
women,
men. Yeah,
only men. And what's the reasoning for it?
yeah. There's no logical reason. It's yeah. They
Okay.
just say any woman need to hire driver because she can't protect herself if someone came across her in the street or something. So yeah, we hire drivers. When you come to Saudi Arabia, it's half men and half drivers. You see drivers more than the citizens.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So women can't drive in Saudi Arabia. Are there other things that you cannot do there?
Um, I can't think of something else. Maybe the jobs are more for the men, for men than the women.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Whoops. Okay. Um. Let's see. Okay. Heidi, how about this question here? Which countries do you think have made great progress in addressing sexism?
Mhm. Uh, how about Turkey? Recently, I got some more information about Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
The particularly government members, a female, have to remove their covering on the hair, a scarf. What's it? I don't know what means.
Believe it's called a hijab.
I don't know. They need to cover their head hair, right?
Uh-huh.
Because of Muslim countries.
Okay.
But they decided to remove, have to remove. So they shouldn't wear a scarf on their head. Maybe it's only politicians, the government members.
Okay. Only for the government members. Okay.
So far, but maybe to influence to the society, I guess.
Okay. All right. All right. Very good, thank you. How about what do you think, Mohammed? Which countries do you think have made great progress in addressing sexism?
Yes. Addressing meaning means solving, right, teacher?
Yeah, solving exactly.
I think it's U.S. America, right? I
Okay,
think
the United States has made some steps. There's still sexism that exists there, especially
yes,
with regard to pay. Okay, paying women less and things like that.
yes. I think in America there is no sexism here, right? There, right? Or
They try not to have it, but it does exist. Like in governments and things like that, it's not as big of an issue. Sometimes um, within individual companies or certain places, there may be more sexism than in other places. But I mean, for me, I don't really care. If a woman's better for the job, great. If a man's better for the job, great. Okay, when I was a manager, I paid everyone the same when they came in. Okay, if they deserved a raise, they got a raise. If they didn't, they didn't. And that's just how I worked. You know.
yes,
So yeah, that there are some places that do um, that handle it a little bit better than others. You know. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mohammed. What do you think, Noura? Which countries do you think have made great progress in addressing sexism?
Yeah, if you may, can I reply to Heidi before on
Okay.
something she said? Yeah, referring to what Heidi just said about
Uh-huh.
the hijab and the sexism about it. In my country and many countries that I know, wearing hijab is not part of sexism. It's optional to women to wear it. It's part of our religion, if we want to wear it or not. Yeah, it's not it's not that from the government. There's that rule that we have to wear it. Yeah, just want to make that point clear.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. And about the country, I think maybe the UAE, United Arab Emirates.
Okay. And what have they done?
Yeah, about the USA, they really have progress, yeah, about addressing sexism. But the United States of America is very old country. So,
Mm-hmm.
but comparing to United Arab Emirates, which is I think yeah, a new country,
Mm-hmm.
now we have ministers as women in the UAE. The jobs are similar, men to women. There's no discrimination between them in the wages and
That's
kind
great.
of work, yeah, and number of work.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's what can think about.
Good. Good. Great example. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let's come down here. Now, Heidi, how do you think the world would be different without sexism?
Ah, without sexism, how would the world be different? What does it mean without the sex? Aside from sexism,
Yeah, well, if sexism didn't exist, if it didn't matter, if it didn't matter that you were a woman, it didn't matter if you were a man rather. If that
hmm.
didn't matter at all, how would the world be different?
Now European countries and some Asian countries like Japan or some surrounding countries, our Canada and America, we are democratic countries. So apparently, or on the rule, we don't have any sexism.
Hmm.
So female can wear anything, and female can say anything. And if they want, promoting the difficult still in Japan, but somehow many people can be president of the country. They can be an entrepreneur or something. But another countries, for example, recently it happened in I forgot the country name, Africa.
Mm-hmm.
The school student was kidnapped, over 300 students.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Boko Haram or something kind of terrorism group, it's a Muslim group. They said the female receive giving education for like European countries. So they didn't like that. So they kidnapped a lot of women. Why they say so? But another case, I forgot the country, Middle East country, the woman was attacked because she wanted to study more and she wanted to be doctor, right? It's very famous. I forgot her name. Only she is female. Why they attacked and almost be killed?
Okay, yeah. So there are some groups that are out there that have different views on women and what they can and cannot do. They can't have education and things like that. And so if the sexism didn't exist,
Yeah,
those
maybe
groups wouldn't
there will be a
wouldn't
lot
be
of
around.
people became doctor or professor or some politicians, even in the Middle East or African countries.
Okay. All right. Very good. Mohammed, what do you think? How would the world be different without sexism?
I think teacher, it would be the same teacher. It will never be better. You know why? Why?
Why so?
Because when because the problems between men and women will never become to an end, teacher. You know, come to an end. You know.
Okay.
That's
All right.
why.
So.
That's why the world will not be different. You know. That's what I.
Okay. So even if sexism didn't exist, it would still come about somehow. That's what you're saying.
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Okay.
Because, you know.
Okay. All right. Interesting opinion. All right. Very good. How about Noura? What do you think? How would the world be different without sexism?
Well, maybe it will be less violent.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think women, when they hold high-level positions, they will never choose war as an option, for example. But men do this. But women, I don't think they can take this decision to have war in another country.
Okay. So
Although some women do, but generally they don't.
yeah, generally they're a little bit more peaceful, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'd have less violence. Okay. All right. Very nice. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So Mohammed answered that he believes that will always exist. Okay. How about this one? So Heidi, should the problems surrounding sexism be addressed at an early age in schools? So should they start teaching about it when children are young?
As I mentioned before, in Japan, from elementary school, the female and the male are studying in the same class. We don't have any problem. But many countries are afraid of the getting in the same class together in some countries. They should try that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, what about in Japan, where though sexism is not they have it on the books as though it does not exist, but under it all it really sort of does, because men get promoted more often than women do. If there's a child there at home, they often believe, okay, well, the woman has to go home and take care of it. I mean, should those sort of issues be be addressed when they're in school? Not just being together in school, but should they talk about those sort of things?
It may be their house family problem. In the school, they don't say such things. For example, female should be in the house or something. But from the early time, they are getting into in the same class. So we know about male, and male knows about female. It's very good. So if we didn't stay in the same class when we are very young, we couldn't understand how male is thinking about something. So it's kind of making our fear to the male the fear, kind of fear. So
Okay.
it became sexism.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Thank you. Let's see, Mohammed. What do you think? Should problems surrounding sexism be addressed or talked about or solved at an early age in schools?
Yes, teacher. I think they should they should surround they should be addressed at the early age in schools.
Hmm. And how do you think that would help? What do you think?
Uh, in the future, the students will know the difference, right?
Hmm.
And the difference in treating between men and women in the future, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it would hopefully help change the future, right?
Yes,
And help people act differently. Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, good. What do you think, Noura? Should problems surrounding sexism be addressed at an early age in schools, or maybe in families, or how should these be addressed?
I think when girls and boys are treated equally from childhood, I think the problem will disappear from itself. They will grow up with this concept that we are equal to each other, so there wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, and so what sort of things should be done so that they would be treated equal?
This is a very big question.
Well, I know in my
Um,
family, in my
yeah,
family, for example,
yeah.
I wash dishes, I cook, I also sweep, I iron my clothes. Okay,
Oh,
when
good.
I need to. Sometimes my wife has time to do it. Sometimes she doesn't. Okay, my son as well as my daughter, they wash their own plates. They also clean up after themselves.
Mm,
Okay, and so we in our
mm.
family we tend to share a lot of the household chores.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's one of the examples. Um,
Okay,
about yeah, treating equally.
all right. Can you think
In
of
some
any other example?
countries, men they won't ever they would rarely go inside the kitchen. But
Ah,
I really respect that in men when they're okay and entering the kitchen, making dinner or lunch.
yeah, it was the only way I could survive. I lived by myself, and so to eat,
Ah,
I had to make food. And so now that I'm married, I don't mind making. I made my own. I made dinner for my children and myself tonight because
okay, great.
my wife was off doing something else, right? So yeah, so
Yeah,
it really never bothered me. Okay.
great.
All right. Well, let's switch topics. We're about halfway through, so I want to switch over to liberty. Okay, all right. So let's go to Heidi. Heidi, what springs to mind when you hear the word liberty?
Liberty is freedom. Most important liberty for us is freedom of speech. It's
Okay,
very important.
so freedom of speech. Yeah, I would agree that's an extremely important thing to have. Okay, all right. Let's see, Mohammed. What springs to mind, or what comes to mind when you hear the word liberty?
Yes. Liberty teacher is doing what I want to do, but legal teacher, you know.
Oh, sure. Yeah, legal things. Okay,
Yes.
but so doing whatever you want to do when you want to do it, but especially legal things, not the illegal stuff, right?
Yes, teacher. When it's illegal, it will never be liberty. Right, teacher?
Sure, yeah, okay, all right, I
It will.
get that. Okay,
Yes.
being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Okay, and what do you think, Noura? What comes to mind when you hear the word liberty?
Yeah, it's as they said, and it's like freedom.
Hmm.
And when you're not, and where you're held accountable for every and each little thing you do, while although you're not hurting anyone else. This is lack of liberty, maybe.
Okay, being held accountable for everything you do.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So being able to choose what you want to do, but also knowing that there are consequences. Okay,
Yeah, of course.
knowing that you can do what you want, but that there are consequences to what you do, and understanding
Yeah.
what those are. Okay,
Yeah, and of course without hurting someone else.
sure,
Just
sure.
yeah.
Okay, all right, very good. Okay, so in the United States, we have a saying here that we have life, liberty, or the pursuit of happiness, or it's and the pursuit of happiness is what it states. Okay, but which let's see here, Heidi, which do you value most? Okay,
For me,
life, liberty, or the pursuit of happiness.
all things are very important, but
All
for
things
me,
are very important.
liberty is most important for me.
Okay, and
Mm,
being
I,
able to say what you want to say without fear of being taken away by the government.
it's my opinion. I don't want to be forced to something. I hate it. So I want to do anything by my own opinion. Pursuit
Okay,
of happiness, even it's important, but uh, freedom is most important for me. It's a kind of happiness for me.
okay, all right, very good. Mohammed, what do you think? What's the most valuable to you? Life, liberty, or the pursuit of happiness?
No, it's life, liberty, teacher. You know. You know.
Hmm.
Please, teacher. Pursuit like is it chase? It's chasing, right?
Say that
Right.
again.
Pursuit of happiness, like it chase happiness. It chase, right?
Yeah, chasing happiness. Now, happiness can be whatever you want it to be. So the pursuit of happiness could be you could own your own business, or you could live on an island somewhere without anybody bothering you. Okay, whatever happiness is for you. Okay, the pursuit of that. Okay, what is most valuable for you?
No, it would be the pursuit of happiness, teacher. You know,
Okay, and why?
because happiness is when when it when it when I have liberty, teacher, I have happiness, right?
Okay, yeah. So the pursuit of happiness might include both life and liberty.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, teacher.
all right, very good. Noura, how about you?
Yeah, I disagree a little bit with Ahmed. When I have liberty, of course, I it will lead to happiness. But being happy doesn't necessarily lead to liberty.
Okay. All right, so
Yeah,
liberty is the most important for you, right?
yeah, maybe pursuit of happiness because it reminds me of a movie.
Yeah,
That
that's a
movie,
great
yeah,
movie, huh?
yeah, it was very great.
Okay. All right, very good. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to our next one. Heidi, do you feel or have you ever felt like you've had a lack of liberty? Have you ever felt like in your life you have had a lack of liberty, Heidi?
No, now I'm very free. I'm very
Okay.
comfortable. But when I was a child, I was forced a lot of things from my parents and my siblings. So I hated that life.
Okay. All right, very good. So you hated being controlled by your parents and things like that. Okay.
Yes, yes. I always said in my mind, I know about that. You shouldn't force me. But
Okay.
I obeyed to my parents.
Sure. Sure. Okay. How about you, Mohammed? Have you ever felt like you have had a lack of liberty?
It's just when I was younger, teacher, you know,
Uh huh.
when I was a child, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but now I don't feel that way because why? Because now I can go wherever I want to go. But when I was a child, I haven't, you know.
Okay. And have things calmed down a little bit there in Egypt? I know for a while it was pretty dangerous there.
No,
Yeah.
no. Now it became safer than before, teacher.
It's safer than before. Good.
Yes,
Good. That's
Mm.
great to
yes,
hear.
yes,
Okay.
teacher.
All right. Very good. And let's see here. Nura, how about you? Have you ever felt
Mm.
like you have had a lack of liberty?
Maybe the decision of traveling is not that easy, traveling alone.
Hmm.
No. Yeah, that's it.
So when you want to travel alone, you're not able to do that, and so that kind of restricts your liberty.
Yeah, I have to go either with my family or one of my relatives.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mm.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go to number 7. Heidi, what are civil liberties, and how important are they to you?
It's a very difficult problem. Civil liberties. There are many ideas between residences. So, uh, perfectly free the very difficult. Government need to take some opinion, and they can't take all the opinions. So they have some conflict. Very difficult. But somehow the government need to take the major opinion, right?
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
But civil liberties themselves. What would be? You had mentioned a civil liberty before, being able to speak freely. So freedom of
Yeah, yeah.
speech.
Yes, very important. But there are many opinions. So I mentioned perfectly freedom is very difficult.
Hmm. Oh, you mean 100% freedom?
Yeah, 100 freedom. We can say anything, but some people have riot or against the government
Hmm.
because their opinion is not treated by the government. The
Okay.
government can do every opinion to realize.
Okay. Yeah, there's in the United States, we have a freedom of speech up to a certain point.
So
Okay.
somehow,
There are some things that we cannot say. But yeah, we could say that the government's terrible. I could say that Barack Obama is the worst president we've ever had. I could say that President Bush was a terrible president, and I think he should be taken out of office.
but
Okay, I can say
some
that.
American people love Bush.
Yeah, some people do. Some people love President Obama. But in the United States, I can go right up to the president and I could say, "Hey, Mr. President, you are terrible. I think you are the worst president ever, and nothing can happen to me."
But now some people said Obama is terrible, stupid or like that. I
Sure,
heard.
sure, and they have the right to say that. They have the right to say that. You can say that. You cannot say that you're going to harm the president. Once you
Yes,
get
yes.
into harming, saying things like that, that's
Mhm.
when the rules change.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's very
You can't
important.
you can't go into an airport. You
No,
can't go into an airport and say there's a bomb.
no,
If you
no.
do that, you get arrested immediately. Immediately. If you're telling a lie. Okay? So there's some things there's some things that you cannot say. You can't go into a movie theater. You can't go into a movie theater and say fire and have everybody run out. Okay, that would be against the law. You can't incite a panic. Okay. So yeah, we do have freedom of speech up to a certain point. Okay, so that would be a civil liberty. Okay, so Mohammed, what do you think? What is another type of civil liberty, and how important is it to you?
Teacher, please, it makes sense, teacher. Civil liberties.
Okay, so civil liberties. So when we talk about civil liberties, we're talking about liberties that you have. So, for example, you enjoy liberty in the way that you are allowed to go wherever you want to go, okay, and do whatever you want to do. That is a civil liberty. Okay, you are free to walk, and you're free to not have a job, and go and walk around and do nothing all day if you want. Okay, that would be a liberty that you have.
Yes, but please, teacher, please, is there a difference between civil liberties and liberties? I think they are the same, teacher. You know?
Yeah, they're essentially the same.
Yes.
So why is it important to you to be able to go and do what you want to do when you want to do it? Why is that something that's important to you?
Because if I'm not able to do that, I will go in trouble, teacher. You know?
Okay, you get in trouble?
Yes.
Okay, why would you get in trouble?
Because all I want to do is important. Like it's important to me, teacher. You know?
Okay, all right.
No,
So you would still try and do that even if it was against the law, right?
Yes. No. What, teacher? What?
It's being able to go and do what you want to do is important to you.
Yes.
And so what I understood is that even if it was against the law, you would still try and do it. That's how you would get in trouble.
No,
because
teacher.
that's important. No,
I don't mean that.
Okay, what are you meaning?
I mean that like if like مثلا like if I want to go fishing and one of my friends one of my friends would want to go with me. I want to go, you know.
You would want that person to go with you? Okay.
Yes, that's why I will go in trouble with him, teacher. That's all I mean.
Okay. So
but like I will never go in trouble with my family, like, you know.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Thank you, Mohammed. Noura, how about you? What is a civil liberty that you enjoy? Okay, and why is it important to you?
I have something in mind, but I'm not sure if it's part of civil liberties
Okay.
or not.
Let's check it out.
In my country, I like something that we don't have to pay taxes. Yeah, you can enjoy all the money you gain. There's
That's
only
great.
Yeah. And is it part of the civil liberties?
It could be. It could be your civil liberty. It sounds like I want to move to Saudi Arabia now.
You're welcome here. There's only certain, very rare circumstances where you have to pay something called zakat. It's similar to taxes, but not. There's only certain circumstances, and it's only 2.5% of the money of certain type of money. Yeah, that's it. But there's no income taxes.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Is that mainly because the government makes most of its money off of oil?
Maybe because it's a rich country, so it doesn't need to take money from people. Maybe that's one of the reasons. And maybe it's also part of the religion because it's our right, and our money is our right.
Mm-hmm.
It won't come out right until in one chance, when you're hurting someone, or there's real need, if there's
Mm-hmm.
poverty in your country. But generally it's my money, so it's my right. No one
Okay.
has the right to take it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and because of the way that your civil the way that your government and your country is set up, that could be thought of as a civil liberty. You have the right to keep all of your money that you make. Okay.
Yes.
And that's
Mhm.
actually pretty awesome, because I don't know if there's any other. Do you know if there are any other countries that are like that?
No, I think we're the only country. Maybe
Maybe
I'm not
Qatar
sure.
or some countries.
Who?
Qatar.
Maybe Qatar is like that. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah,
Mr. Chad, are you thinking of moving out?
I am thinking of moving out there.
And another small country, kingdom, I forgot the name, are
Uh,
rich natural resource, so people don't need to pay any tax.
oh, maybe what's her name?
Very small country, I forgot the name.
Kuwait.
No, very small.
Yeah, Kuwait is really
Bahrain?
small.
Maybe Bahrain,
Iran,
I'm not sure.
maybe. Yeah, maybe so. But yeah, there. I've heard of. Yeah, well, maybe. I didn't know that you wouldn't have to pay any taxes. I figured. I think in one of the countries, I think it was Kuwait, the government pays
but you
pays
can
the
drink
people to actually have children. And
you
I,
can
Yeah,
drink
yeah,
alcohol.
that's right. Yeah, that's in Kuwait and Qatar, and maybe the UAE. They pay, to have children, and they pay for them to have houses.
yeah,
But this, but the citizens there are very small. The number of citizens, not like Saudi Arabia. We have
yeah,
large number of citizens. Yeah.
sure, yeah. It was anyway. That's sort of what I heard, which would be. But you also have, like, I can't move there. I can't move there and say, all right, ha, give me money, right? I would have to show my bloodline. I would have to show that I'm actually a citizen of that country. I'm part of that family. I think it's sort of the way it goes. You can't just move to Kuwait and say, all right, give me a house, give me money, because I've got kids. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I think it's for the citizens only. I think, I'm not sure.
yeah, and it's difficult to become a citizen there. So, okay, all
Yeah.
right. Very good. Okay, yeah, so I like that one. Okay. All right, let's go to Heidi and our next question. Heidi, would you fight or riot to protect your liberty?
No, I don't fight.
Okay.
Because if I fight and if I were arrested, I lose my liberty.
Okay. But what if the question is, what if your liberty is in danger? What if someone is coming in to take your liberty from you? Would you fight against that group?
Yeah, suddenly someone came to my house. Yeah, sure, I fight.
Okay.
So for that, I learned the kickboxing or a lot of things.
There you go. That's why I learned kickboxing, right? All right, I like that. Okay. Okay, Mohammed, how about you? Would you fight or riot to protect your liberty if a foreign group was trying to take your liberty from you?
Yes, teacher. I will fight, but I would never. I would do it if it isn't protected by the law, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way. That's the only situation that I can fight for my liberty.
Okay. So when it's being protected by the law. Okay. All
Oh
right.
yes. Oh.
Sure. Sure. Okay. And Nura, how about you? Would you fight or riot to protect your liberty?
Yeah, of course. But as I'm getting older, I think I'm less able to fight.
Okay. Okay. So you'd send other people to it.
Yeah, and I think maybe there's a better way than fighting and less harmful for me and
Sure.
less tiring. Yeah.
Okay.
You
All
have to
right.
be smart about it.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. Let's see here, Heidi. Is there religious liberty in your country?
Yeah, I think it's too much. Japanese government doesn't get tax from religious groups. So many people started some religion. It's kind of problem.
Okay, but people they can believe what they wish to believe. That's the question.
Yeah,
Okay.
but mm, we have we are we have the liberty of religion. We can believe any religion.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mohammed, what about in Egypt? Is there religious liberty in Egypt?
Yes, teacher.
Hmm.
Like belief liberty uh, exists in Egypt but if any if the person respects the other belief, you know.
Sure. Sure. I
But
believe.
if
I
yeah,
believe there are Coptic Christians in Egypt. Obviously, there are many Muslims that are there.
yes,
Um,
teacher, like 25% are Christians in Egypt,
yeah,
like that, and the other are Muslims, you know.
yeah. Okay.
The
All right.
majority is Muslims in Egypt.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Nura, how about in Saudi Arabia? Is there religious freedom there?
Well, I'm not sure because more than 95, I think, percent of the citizens are Muslims.
Hmm.
But in my religion, we have to respect other religions.
Hmm.
But as some religious people, extreme religious people, they don't give you that kind of liberty sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's always those groups in pretty much every religion that's out there, um, that are kind of fanatics about things. There's Christians are like that. I've known Jews that are like that. I've known Muslims. Some Muslims are like that. There's
yeah,
groups all over the place that kind of like, no, this is what you have to believe. And they kind of freak out.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I
Um,
think yeah, everywhere.
yeah, but yeah. So there might be, but you don't really know because 95% or more, okay, of the people there
Mm,
in Saudi Arabia are Muslim. So
yeah,
it's typical. It's typical to be of that faith there. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Very good. Let's see here. Okay, Heidi, have you been to countries where there is very liberal? Oh, geez, let me try that again. Have you been to countries where there is very little liberty for the people, and what did you think?
Not very little. I traveled the European countries or America and Canada. All are
Mhm.
free. But
Sure.
only different countries, Tunisia, not a little liberty, but they are kind of free, particularly Tunis, the capital. Like Paris, the women wore jeans or anything, t-shirt. But
Hmm.
at first, I arrived in the countryside in the desert, Sahara Desert. There was a small town. At
Hmm.
first, we wanted to go to the coffee shop, but my sister and I were surprised because in the coffee shop only men are drinking, no
Oh,
female.
really? No
Yeah,
females.
yeah, there
Okay.
are several coffee shops, but no female. So
Okay.
maybe people can't enter that coffee shop, I guess.
Okay. All right. All right. Very good. Thank you. Mohammed, have you been to a country where there is very little liberty for the people?
No, teacher, I haven't been to any country. Uh, j- I live in Egypt and I stay. You know.
Okay, you've stayed there. Do you know of any countries that where the people have very little liberty?
I think the occupied countries, teacher. You know. Yeah.
Like where?
the occupied countries are
Occupied countries like where?
like any occupied countries.
Okay, so any countries that are occupied by
Yes,
another country.
yes,
Okay,
yes. The European countries or Arab countries. You know.
okay, yeah. If they're occupied, yeah, that would definitely um, restrict the freedom. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Nura, how about you? Have you ever been to a country where the people have very little liberty?
No, I've never been to one, but I've heard about France. There you don't have much liberty. For example, in wearing hijab. I think if you have the freedom to not wear hijab, to wear whatever you like, hijab
Hmm.
is one of the things you have the option to wear it or not. And I think that's what I like about the USA citizens. I've been there twice, and they're all very respecting
Hmm.
for what you believe in, but not like in France. They always look at you differently.
Oh, really? So if you wear a
Yeah.
hijab, they kind of look at you strangely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Please teach.
I hear it from some people, but I've never been to France before.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes,
Mhm.
teacher
Yeah,
Tim.
yeah.
I think الحجاب isn't a problem for women, for Muslim women in countries, you know.
In some countries it is, in some countries it's not. Yeah, I mean, in most cases, I haven't had any. I haven't seen any issues with it. Um, I've seen it in the United States. There weren't any issues there. I was in Argentina. I saw quite a few Muslim women there with the hijab, and no issues there. There were females in my high school, okay,
Yes,
that wore it.
yes, teacher. What I
Everything
mean
was
is, yes,
fine. Hmm.
what I mean is, in Arab Muslim countries,
Uh-huh.
الحجاب isn't a problem for women because they already walk in the street with scarves, teacher. You know what I mean?
Sure, sure. Yeah,
It isn't the problem.
it's more natural. But in other countries where there aren't as many Muslims, sometimes people look at it and they're like, well, why are they wearing that? They don't know it, and they look at it differently, and that's what Nura was describing, right?
Yes.
So, all right,
Yeah.
very good, very good. Well, thank you guys for coming into class. It was great having you here. I'm going to take a break until tomorrow. Okay, thanks, guys.
Okay.
We'll see
Thank
you.
you,
Take care.
Michelle.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, teacher.